What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing the upcoming Adidas YEEZY 700 V3 Alvah. This is a pretty heavily anticipated sneaker, and I think it's even more anticipated because the original release of this shoe got pushed back from All-Star Weekend. The Adidas YEEZY 700 V3 Alvah now releases on April 11th, 2020, which is this upcoming weekend, for a retail price of $200. If you would like to grab a pair of the YEEZY 700 V3 Alvah or just check the resale price, I've left an affiliate link to GOAT in the top of the description. This sneaker is obviously the second colorway of the YEEZY 700 V3, and to be honest, I'm surprised it took so long for a second colorway to release. And as much as I love the original Azrael colorway from last year, I think the brand new triple black Alvah actually might be my favorite 700 V3. But before we actually jump into the sneaker itself, let me give you some background on the Alvah name. As you probably expected, Kanye is continuing his biblical naming theme with the Alvah name, which is actually Hebrew and means exalted one. But I'm happy that it's here, and to be honest, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's still releasing even with all the craziness going on in the world right now. To be fair, we did just have a 350 and a 380 release in the last couple weeks, and we're actually going to have two more YEEZY releases before the end of this month, so I guess it's not that surprising, but when you see brands like Nike and Jordan Brand push back their releases, it makes you wonder how Adidas is able to put some shoes out. Maybe it's not a supply chain issue like I originally thought, and it's actually more of a marketing thing. Maybe Nike thinks that they can sell more units if they release after all of this is over, and Adidas knows that their Yeezys are going to sell out anyway, so they're still pushing them out. I have no idea, it's all speculation, but I do have to say that it is kind of nice to still have a few hyped up releases dropping. But without any further ado, why don't we jump right into the sneaker itself and find out what makes the YEEZY 700 V3 Alvah so special. Starting off in the toe cap of the sneaker, you've got this thin rubber accent that's actually glued to the rest of the upper. Even though the 700 V3s don't share that much visually with any of its previous iterations, it does actually share the shape of the toe cap, which is interesting because the material that they used on the toe cap, rubber, is different than the suede that they usually use on 700s. Moving up on the shoe, you get to this black neoprene tongue with these really interesting and kind of subtle 3M accents hidden underneath the sides of the shoe. I've always kind of wondered why these accents were there because you can only really see them when you're looking down at the shoe. You can't see them from the side of the shoe, you can't use them for any kind of safety purpose because that should be on the outside of the shoe. Instead, they're sort of hidden underneath the edges of the side, which doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess I don't mind it. I like the shape that it creates. It's just such a weird detail to make it out of 3M. I just don't understand it. The 700 V3 comes with black rope laces that weave through eyelets that are actually covered up by the side panel of the shoe. Then getting to the top of the tongue, you'll notice that the tongue is actually all part of a booty construction. Because of that, there's not a lot of customizability when it comes to fit. The laces are there, and I guess they do sort of help you tighten the shoe, but they're not going to make that big of a difference. Not only that, but because the shoe has an internal booty construction, it's actually kind of difficult to get your foot into the shoe because the ankle area doesn't really spread wide enough to make it easy on your foot. The upside of this design is that the shoe will probably never fall off your foot. The downside is that it makes this sneaker very, very snug. The heel portion of the shoe is pretty nicely padded and feels very soft against your foot. One of the details that I really like about the ankle area is that you've got these really interesting sort of organic cuts which actually mold to your ankle bone really nicely. Then moving inside the sneaker, you've got a black sock liner, and the insole of the shoe also comes in black with the Adidas and YEEZY branding printed on the heel. As for fit and sizing, this shoe definitely runs a little bit small. I went true to size on this shoe, which was probably a mistake because even though I like a snug fit, this is really snug. So I would suggest grabbing this shoe a half size up, especially if you have a wider foot. If you do happen to like super snug fits, you can grab this shoe true to size and it will probably fit you. It'll just be snug. But as I always suggest, if you have the chance to try this shoe on first before you buy it, make sure to do that to make sure you're grabbing the right size for you. Moving back on the sneaker, you've got a monofilament engineered mesh upper, which actually kind of resembles prime knit. It's not really stretchy at all, and it's not super breathable, but I do like the fact that they've actually woven in a pattern. As you can tell, this organic pattern comes in sort of a tonal gray. You've got a light gray on top, a darker gray below, and then a black on the bottom. It's actually the same exact pattern that you have on the original colorway, except in black and gray rather than white and gray. Just above the monofilament engineered mesh, you've got this RPU overlay, which kind of acts like a supportive cage. The RPU material kind of feels like a rubberized plastic, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what it is. It definitely gives the upper of this shoe a very organic, sort of skeletal look, almost like fish bones. That's sort of what I think of, fish bones. Definitely less so on the Alvah colorway than the Azael colorway because this literally looks like bones. This just kind of looks like some sort of futuristic race car, something like that. Like the original colorway of the 700 V3s, the Alvah's RPU cage also glows. Unsurprisingly, because this rubber material comes in a black and not a lighter color, it doesn't glow as well as the Azaels from last year, but it still has a nice glow, especially when you walk indoors from outside. Then just below the RPU on the midfoot, you've got this black plastic mesh, which actually offers some decent breathability. And then moving around to the heel of the shoe, you've got the seam where all the different materials on the upper come together. Moving down on the shoe, Adidas and Kanye decided to switch things up from the V2 and the V1 and give this sneaker a very smooth and organically shaped midsole. The outer midsole comes in a matte black foam and has the Adidas sportswear logo embossed onto the heel. And then we get to one of the largest differences between the V3 and any other 700 model, and that's the fact that this sneaker actually doesn't have boost. Instead, the outer midsole actually encases some sort of foam, which I'm assuming is EVA, but I'm not 100% sure. On the Alvah colorway, the internal foam comes in a yellow, and on the Azael colorway, it comes in a blue. Now, I don't think that they're using different foams, especially because I've tried both of these sneakers on and I've worn them around and they feel exactly the same. I feel like they just changed the color of the foam to more closely match the colorway. Speaking of the foam comfort, I've got to say that this V3 is nowhere near as comfortable as the previous 700 models. And to be fair, you are actually paying $100 less for this pair than you did for the V1 and the V2. My guess is that they used this foam in the midsole instead of boost because it's probably a cheaper material and they wanted to come out with a cheaper 700. Now, I don't know if that material change alone caused the $100 price cut, or maybe the entire sneaker overall is just a cheaper sneaker to make, but for whatever reason, I'm happy about it. Although the 700 V3 isn't as comfortable as previous 700s, it's still a pretty comfortable sneaker, and that $100 price drop is really, really nice. And then finally, rounding off the sneaker, you've got a black rubber herringbone traction pattern. The Adidas YEEZY 700 V3 Alvah and just the 700 V3 in general is a really solid sneaker. You get a good looking pair of Yeezys for $200, which is $100 cheaper than any of the previous 700s. In my opinion, the Alvah is definitely the cleaner of the two different 700 V3 colorways, and I'm excited to see what colorways they come out with next. Once again, if you would like to grab a pair of 700 V3 Alvahs or just check the resale price, I've left an affiliate link to GOAT in the description below. But now I would love to know your thoughts on the 700 V3 Alvah and whether you're planning to grab a pair when this sneaker drops on April 11th or whether you plan to let this shoe go. So let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.